Alright, everyone. It's just before the fall equinox, my time. It's September 21st. Fall equinox is tomorrow. It's time for me to get this series done. This will be the final session. We have accomplished everything we need to do to get the ending for the world of Xeen, but I will be hitting up Sandro's old haunt, the Dungeon of Death. It is going to be a doozy. This episode will be lengthy. Let's load up some pre-work I've done. These extra levels and hit points are not going to help me at all with the first level, but the extra health will be nice once I go back to my old levels. Yes, everyone is level 136 now. I've got 250,000 gold on hand. Gear has been shuffled around, sold. Obsidian boots are for everyone. Yippee skippy. I believe I'm going to be equipping you with a scimitar over the longbow. The hell of it. 2d5 versus 3d3, sure. Pork and Beans has a photon ring on, which is immense amounts of might. Double that of the 2 thunder rings. Necrolotu remains more accurate, and of course, more personable. Zachary's temp age has not been fixed, being a slight diminishing value there for endurance and speed, alas, but I'm not gonna go get that rectified. I should not need the extra castings of Divine Intervention. Really, the stats from endurance and speed. We'll have enough spell points to throw out some Divine Interventions. As for whether that will actually save me, answer, unclear. I'm here in River City, in front of the magic mirror. Yeah, let's just get cracking. Shall we? But not through the mirror. Instead, I am going to Lloyd's Beacon. I'm going to return to the Great Pyramid. And now, throw down some buffs. Give me the Whistle of Daily Sorcery. Give me a box of Daily Protection.
The opportunity to complete the destiny of Xeen will not be around forever.
As you can see, he says the same thing, so we don't need to keep the point at him. And if we did, we could just say, hey, we're turning this shit in. No. Our destiny lies in the Darkstone Tower. But I'm over here to see if we can open up the safe. And we sure can. The book. The book is blank, but for a single page in the middle that reads, Prime Directive, obey the ancients. Secondary Directive, protect Xeen. Tertiary Directive, complete the destiny of Xeen. 1 million experience for everyone. Woo! There's so many millions of experience points. Well, yeah, there's so many millions of experience points we have left behind. It's okay. We would have far more gold at our disposal in this run if I killed a bunch of endgame time. And had, like, millions of gold just accumulating interest in the bank. I have elected not to. The other way for me to acquire money would be to turn gold into gemstones, into armor, into gold, into gemstones, into armor, into gold, which I've done before. Oh well. We can just think about our theoretical levels and what could be. And all the millions of experience points that have been left behind, like the extra books in Acropolis that we could read for more experience points in exchange for temporary aging. It's just, whatever. I've beaten the toughest enemy in the game. We're done with the playthrough, except for the Dungeon of Death. I'll get over it. Now that I've read this, though, that frees me up to have the anchor for elsewhere. I could have left it by the plus 50 level well. I'm not concerned about it.
Gotta pass? Okay, go ahead.
I might need the beacon to return to the dungeon, because I face the risk of eradication in the dungeon. I know, right? What the hell do you mean eradication, Grimith? Scary times. There we go. That topped you off.
Where to?
Let me look at the map here. Pitchfork Creek will do. Pitchfork Creek. The Dungeon of Death is close by. Specifically, this! Oh, skeletons. As if you could hope to stop me.
You have the proper stone. I'll open the door. Go ahead.
Welcome to the Dungeon of Death. Huzzah. I'm recording. Huzzah. My volume levels are great. Huzzah. We're gonna be on level 1 for a while. Because there's a crossword puzzle, baby! Yep. And I can't progress until I complete the entire crossword. I haven't done this since the last time I played World of Xeen, which was many years back. And I have watched playthroughs since, as I've noted before in the microphone, but it's not like I stayed to watch people fucking do the crossword. Statue, who will search? Vic. Grabs lead pencil he's had since college. Grabs sheet of printer paper that has been around from a stack he got for a printer he got in high school. The World of Xeen on 30 gold a day by Erie the Cartographer. Introduction. There's much to see in the world of Xeen. To give a complete description of all the wonders to be sampled in the 8 corners of the world is beyond the scope of this work. In these pages, I shall dispense a broad overview of the highlights that should be visited for a traveler to gain a working knowledge and appreciation of the magnificent land that is Xeen. This work is arranged as a simple description of my travels. A traveler wishing to follow in my footsteps should expect to spend around 30 gold pieces per day on living expenses. The traveler should be careful to arm himself well with I mean, like, on 30 gold a day? Yeah. Just arm yourself with magic weapons. Magic weapons and some sort of emergency teleportation. That's also pretty cheap. Nation device. Xeen, while beautiful, can be deadly. My journey began on the dark side in Castle View Town. Armed with little more than a leprechaun, Flamberge, and an orb of insect repellent. I set out for the town of Acropolis to see for myself whether the legendary city of the undead truly existed or was merely a fable. Noted that the period is in this clue. I don't think that's significant, but I'll jot that down anyway. The trip took me over the mountains that lie to the north of Castleview, so you need to have the mountaineer skill. That costs more than 30 gold. And through the forbidding central desert. My experience as a mountaineer. Mountaineer. Make sure I spell these correctly. And navigator saw me pass these formidable obstacles. Necropolis. Quite familiar with how to spell that one. A lot of experience with Necropolis. Necropoli was everything I'd hoped it would be. The undead were everywhere. Zombies, skeletons, a mummy, even a vampire visiting from Castle Blackfang. I hear that Queen Kalindra was kidnapped by Alamar, so it wasn't that long ago all this shit happened, which means it wasn't that long ago this fucking statue with plaques somehow containing all this knowledge was set up. Kidnapped by Alamar and turned over to the vampires of Blackfang. If the traveler is worried about hostility on the part of the undead, remember that they are people too. Huh. The undead are just as friendly as the living, possibly more so. Simple politeness will prevent misunderstandings from becoming lethal encounters with the forces of hell. After a brief but pleasant stay in Necropolis, I crossed the mountains north of the city by way of the Griffin Pass. Avoiding Castle Alamar and hugging the edge of the mountains, I headed east until I came to Lakeside Town. A quaint vacation spot, Lakeside will refresh your spirit and revitalize your body. Though much of the population of Lakeside is involved in the witchcraft industry, have no fear. The witches only turn children into goblins. Good. Everything is perfectly okay. As long as you leave the kids behind, you'll have no problem at all with these charming and fun-loving ladies. Of course. Never mind that so many fucking things have aggroed on me as I've traveled across the realm. I stayed in Lakeside for a few months before leaving. Now remember, spending 30 gold a day. Before I left, I purchased a riding beast. I'm sure that was inexpensive, to speed my journey. A load road connects Lakeside to the rest of the civilized world, and I set off down that road to find Sandcaster. Sandcaster is a bustling city of commerce and trade. The townspeople are mostly humans, elves, gnomes, and dwarves. The city still has something to entertain the thrill-seeking traveler. Great, it's Baldur's Gate. Sorceress and wizards feed upon the helpless citizenry like fleas on a dog. What a sentence! What a fucking sentence! Sorceresses and wizards feed upon the helpless citizenry like fleas on a dog. Yes, I see. Criminals from all walks of life wander the streets with impunity, free to use might. That might be two separate words, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's put a slash there. Use might or spells to rob from the innocent. All in all, a lively town, though lacking in the kind of high-quality entertainment places like Necropolis and Lakeside can serve up. Quickly growing bored of the nightlife in Sandcaster, I once again set up on the road, this time traveling southeast in search of adventure. I found plenty. As I ventured into the dense forest near the... That's not good. Okay, we'll come back to those. We'll see. That's a glitched page. Redoubled my pace, reaching the pyramid as the barbarians burst from the forest. I activated the pyramid with the last of my strength. The pyramid whisked me away from my pursuers in the blink of an eye and a sparkle of energy. I found myself in the snow-covered hills near the town of Winterkill. A cursed and empty town of ghosts. Lonely, dark stone tower was barely visible to the east. Fearful that the barbarians would soon find the courage to follow me through the portal, I set my sights on the hills to the north and began the weary trek through the snow. Many miles later, I happened upon a road. Knowing that the road would eventually take me to the town of Vertigo and Civilization, I followed the road east. The road paralleled the hills and led past one of the many dungeon entrances scattered about Xeen. I must admit that curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to explore this one dungeon. This was a mistake. The dungeon turned out to be the infamous Xeen Arena. The Elder Scrolls. I didn't figure it out until too late. The place was barren except for a few piles of bones and a lone desk sitting in the center of a very large room. When I approached the desk, a large man appeared in the seat behind the desk and told me that since the place hadn't had any visitors in some while, that he would just start the file. This is going to be more complicated than what I thought it was going to be. the maze and lean against the pillar to catch my breath. I could hear the iguana dragging its corpulent body nearby. The rest seemed further away. Looking down at my feet, I discovered one of the many corpses that littered the floor of the arena. Clutched in its bony hand was a ring of the elements, and a wand of fireballs. No sooner seen than stolen. The iguana rounded the corner and stopped, belly heaving as though it were going to be sick. It is, mouth opened slowly, dramatically, and then it belched forth a stream of acid. I covered my face with my hands, expecting the worst. Instead, the acid lightly singed my hair and clothes. The ring had saved me. The dragon blinked slowly at me, surprised that I was still alive, obviously not one of the brighter models. I leveled the wand and fired off a withering blast of heat and smoke. The monster staggered but remained standing. It went through its sick routine again and covered me with more acid. I fired the wand again. It covered me with acid. I fired. I fired. Finally, the dragon fell on its side and died. "I have found you at last," shouted the Crusader from behind me. "Turn around and meet your fate like a man." I turned. The Crusader was there, flanked on either side by the Gargoyle and the Minotaur. The rest of the monsters were right behind him. Okay, Gargoyle and Minotaur. I'm pretty sure that's 2 words. Seeing my chance, I fired into the horde again and again, emptying the wand. When the smoke cleared, nothing but a black spot of the arena floor remained of my enemies. "That wasn't so bad," I said aloud, dusting off my clothes and strengthening my collar. I walked to the desk. As expected, the arena master appeared. "Congratulations on your awesome victory," he gushed. "I'll send you to Vertigo now." Don't I get a reward or something?" "No. Goodbye." The next moment I was in Vertigo with only a hazy heat distortion. In the air to mark my sudden arrival. With the arena and my hasty arrival on this side of the world becoming a bad memory, my journey was almost over. I knew that there was a travel pyramid just outside of town. First thing, though, was to get a hot meal and a room for the night. The tavern was right behind me, so I stepped inside and motherfucker. Okay. Spells. They didn't even have the clairvoyance and cure disease spells, let alone heavy hitters like resurrection and starburst. They seem to mostly carry the simple spells that rangers and druids used. The proprietor, an agile prestidigitator, I'm presuming that's 2 separate clues. Prestidigitator, much like use might. It'd be weird for that to be 1 separate clue. In his mid-30s, told me that the nearest known version of the clairvoyance spell was in the Witch's Tower far to the south, where the Horn of Felista flips the sheet of paper. The unicorn was kept. While rescuing some unicorn's horns sounded both dangerous and unprofitable, the seer within me, told me that further adventures would give me a severe case of death, and that I should change my vocation to fisherman or alligator wrestler. My decision had been made. I left the town and used the pyramid to return to Castleview. This travel guide is complete, but there is one more piece of advice I leave you to ponder. When the Sphinx has you baffled, and Korak remains a prisoner, Tito their wolf. What? Smile and all be. Tito their wolf. Their wolf was a clue in Castle Basenji. I don't know the fuck about Tito. It's 2 separate clues, I imagine, and all will be forgiven. The end. Okay, let's have someone else read it. That was Vic's shot at it. Hello, Mark. Griffin Pass. Stylized. Beast. Sandcaster. Use might. Oh boy. So I don't recall this being an issue. Maybe this is just a complication from the Mac version, because this is not something I ever encountered before. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pause the video and I am going to take the opportunity to go through these more extensively and translate, most likely by looking up images of the story in someone's screenshots or video. And then I will proceed with the crossword. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I shall return. Well, I imagine this would have been a more complicated adventure were I attempting to find the text back when this game first released. Though the clue book does make mention that the answers are included along with the map. I took a cursory examination in the clue book just to see if I could get the clue words and write those down, but they're not in there, and they're certainly not on my map PDF. So I'll just go through some missing text so that we could have the story in its totality. We'll say the plaque was somehow broken apart. The magic used to create it was distorted, whatever. So we begin in media res. All in all, a lively town, though lacking of the kind of high-quality entertainment places like Acropolis and Lakeside can serve up. Quickly growing bored of the nightlife in Sandcaster, I once again set upon the road, this time traveling southeast in search of adventure. We've read this part. I found plenty. As I ventured into the dense forest near the southeast corner of the world, my riding beast disturbed a nest of snakes. Startled, the beast reared up, dumping me from the saddle. I rose to my feet and seized the beast's tether, pulling its bloated face toward mine so that we could discuss its error, man to beast. I never got the chance. My pain spell was barely on my lips when an arrow appeared in the side of the beast. The beast roared and wrenched the tether from my grasp. 2 more arrows streaked from the forest and struck home. The beast stumbled a few steps and collapsed to the ground. I glanced wildly about me and saw barbarian archers closing in on 3 sides. I dashed for the 4th. Branches and thorns tore at my clothes, scratched my skin, slowed my flight. The barbarians gained. Just as it seemed I could run no further, I came upon a clearing with one of the many travel pyramids in the center of it. Hope flared in my breast once again, and I redoubled my pace, reaching the pyramid as the barbarians burst from the forest. I activated the pyramid with the last of my strength. The pyramid whisked me away from my pursuers in the blink of an eye in a sparkle of energy. I got the... and then continuing on with the dungeon, the arena. The dungeon turned out to be the infamous Xeen arena. I didn't figure it out until it was too late. The place was barren except for a few piles of bones and a lone desk in the center of a very large room. When I approached the desk, a large man appeared in the seat behind the desk and told me that since the place hadn't had any visitors in some while, that he would just start the fight without further delay. Then he vanished. As quickly as he vanished, more monsters appeared. There was a gargoyle, a giant armadillo, which looked like a little like a member of the swine family because of its snout, a pegasus, a minotaur, a giant vulture, a crusader, a sewer rat, perhaps 1 clue, perhaps 2, a centipede, and some sort of giant iguana. "Have at thee!" cried the crusader, lowering his lance and urging his horse forward. "Yah!" The rest of the monsters simply advanced without comment, implacably hostile. Needless to say, I bravely charged toward the exit, only to find it blocked. The monsters followed. I sprinted for the desk. "Coward!" shouted the crusader, leading the pack. The desk was empty and unresponsive. Cursing, I ran some more, ducking and weaving behind ancient walls and crumbling pillars. With some clever maneuvering, I lost the monsters in the maze and leaned against the pillar to catch my breath. I could hear the iguana dragging its corpulent body nearby. The rest seemed further away. Looking down at my feet, I discovered one of the many corpses that littered the arena, and we know about the elements and the iguana from there. Right, I have elements and iguana written down. Yes. Great. Memory. My journey was almost over. I knew there was a travel pyramid just outside of town. First thing, though, was to get a hot meal and a room for the night. This is the traveler staying in Vertigo. The tavern was right behind me, so I stepped inside and asked for the special of the day. Octopus soup with arachnoid. I wrote Ned, that's arachnoid. Okay. Arachnoid garnish. Well, part of traveling is to try the local food, no matter how strange. The octopus was somewhat rubbery, and the arachnoid garnish tasted like chicken. Not bad, but both dishes could have used some more spice. After eating, I checked into a room and had a good night's sleep. The next day, I decided to explore Vertigo a while before I returned home to Castleview. It turns out that Vertigo has all the amenities of civilization, including a town mirror. A blacksmith shop has everything adventure could ask for, everything from accuracy tridents to venom crowns. Nova scepters were unavailable, though, and the blacksmith had never even heard of a JVC. JVC, that's the initials of the game creator. Yeah, JVC. I might need to put the periods in that. Let's write the periods down. JVC Moat Maker. The guild, however, was virtually barren of spells, and that gets us all caught up with that. Great. Okay, this one sheet of paper and all these damn clues scattered across it. 80 plus clues. I'm gonna be, it's my cheat sheet. It's gonna be my guide. But this will definitely take some time. Great. Wonderful. You have the advantages of like a YouTube timeline and fast forward functionality. You don't have to stay here. I do. Let's begin. 39 across. Bones. Mean like skeleton? Correct. Alright, let me find that answer to cross off. Oh god. Skeleton was with the undead stuff. There we go. Skeleton. Let's cross that off. Hopefully this video doesn't break. Boy, that'd be fucking awkward for this cheat sheet. 75 down, snake poison. We talking about venom? Correct! Venom is gonna be on the second page there. Alright. I enjoy crosswords. I don't do them much anymore, but yeah. Unlike with... I was a sickly child, and while I hate riddles, brain teasers kind of annoy me too. Crosswords, I did a lot of those as a sickly kid. Fine with those. My mom likes them. Her mom liked them. Spell of perception. Talking about clairvoyance? That head needs the nod. Yes, we're talking about clairvoyance. Unicorn whose alicorn was stolen. We're talking about Felista. Correct. Great. And you can see how the ground is changing. To denote our completing here. Oh boy. City of Sorcerers. That's gonna be Sandcaster. Correct. Convict. Felon? Prisoner? This is one I don't immediately know the answer to. How long is this? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters, and there's an A. The 7th one? Felon. Criminal. A convict. A convict, and I said felon. Right, criminal. Okay. Sure. Relating to arachnids. Arachnoid. Great. Cross that one off. Sorcerer's favorite secondary skill. I presume prestidigitator? That's not... Like, it should be prestidigitation. Prestidigitator. Alright, whatever. Could have phrased that clue better. You need an amulet to gain entry. Darkstone? Wrong! Sad. amulet to get enter into Necropolis? I didn't think so. Can't be that many fucking proper nouns. Is it Alamar? Kalindra? Castle Kalindra? You didn't need the amulet. Alamar. I was like, no. Kalindra? That's the name of the queen. Airy Castle View? No, you didn't need a... You don't need an amulet to get... How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Just goes to show how well I fucking remember the game. Yeah, Darkstone was 8 letters. Maybe I should have measured this out. I mean, were I holding the crossword in my hands, sure, I might not have these clue words, but I could see the letters. What the hell needed an amulet to get into? I definitely should have measured the letters, though, before spitfiring at it. Dungeon? No, that's 7. And even then, like, plenty of dungeons I went into without a fucking amulet. Beer, Sphinx. Sphinx? Yeah, okay. I was looking for proper nouns. Boar. Swine? Alright. Cool. No, go. Be gone. Be gone, harlot. Which one of these had friend on it? Fisherman. Fisherman's friend. Great. Now where the hell is Fisherman? He's like, I should have become a fisherman. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Precious metal. No, I don't remember off the top of my... Obsidian? I mean, which metal we talking about here? Gold. Gold. It makes the world go round. Two-handed sword. Flamberge. Alright, Flamberge. That was on that first section there. Ellinger's Tower is located here. Castle View. Correct. Castle View was right there, close to Flamberge. Brute. Animal. How many letters is this? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 letters. It's not gonna be snout. Beast. Yes. Whoop. Employ an item. What? Use. And it is 3 letters. Employ an item. What the hell do I have here that's 3 letters? JVC. That is 3 letters, just for a check. Great. Orb. I only have orb. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that doesn't make fucking sense. It has an S in the middle of it, too? I mean, it is use. Yeah, a use might. Right. It being on the same fucking line, yeah. Yeah, it threw me off. Herder. Knight's Attendant. We're talking about a page? We're talking about a page. Okay, it looks like this section is done. You can see how the plus 50 levels are really not helping us here. That's okay. Looks like all of this group has been done. Okay, great. What's over here? Castle Ditch. We're talking about a moat. What you know about moats? That's gonna be the last one I had there. Brr. Bug. B. Hmm. Feel like the answer 6 letters. Insect. I'm like, it's right there, tickling my brain fruits. The fuck is it? Shit. All right. Incantation. Okay. What you know about incantations? I should also mark off insect. This is like with the individual casting the spell. Is this spell? Yes. I was about to go measure out how many letters it was. Cool. Aquatic reptile. Iguana. But what do you mean? What? Okay, it's a bit longer, yeah. What do you mean an armadillo? It's a croc. Alligator, duh. What? What do you mean an armadillo isn't an aquatic reptile? I don't understand. Got to some viewers screaming. Ah! Myriapod. Now you're fucking with me. What a shitty fucking... Fuck you. Fuck you, Clue. I hate you. A myriapod. Many legs. So I'm gonna say centipede. I used my word within the word stem knowledge there. To dissect that. Way to go, Grimith. City of the Undead. Ah, there we go. Necropolis. Ooh. Ba-da-da-da. Beastly nose. We're talking about snout. Castle Basenji password. I feel it's there, Wolf. I'm like, it was one of those odd ones. Like, yeah. Not sure where the hell Tito is gonna go. Tie. Restrained with a leash. Tether. I'm pretty sure it is that. Yes. Cross off. Tether. God, I still have so many of those to go. So many more to go. Wyvern. Wyvern. I mean, it can't be dragon. What the fuck? That is. I'm not even a dragon, and I am insulted by this. A knight who prefers the woods. It's not going to be a crusader. Barbarian? Archer? Crusader? Alright, all that made sense. A knight who prefers the woods. Let's have a look here. Forester. Is there like a ranger? Yeah, pretty easy to forget about rangers. Cure for eradication. Talk about divine intervention. Resurrection. That would be it. Not raised dead. Lost the Holy Book of Elvenkind. Oh, what the fuck was that Elf King asshole's name? It wasn't the Elf King, it was someone... Was it Tito? Was that where Tito comes in? Ah, yeah, there we go. It was like, hey, yeah. There we go. All right. Illness. Sickness. Disease. 50 down my ass. If so many of these fucking things that go. 8-legged squid. Okay. Flip over. This is still recording, right? Great. The segment here has been close to as long as the first half of this video, which may end up not being a half when it's all said and done. Corrosive liquid. We're talking about acid. Alright. Acid. You can see why I quipped about the whole buffing thing. Sorcerer. Sorceress? Wizard? I hate these clues. What the fuck, man? Strength, brawn, might. Tested. I didn't cross off use. Only cross off both use and might. There together as a family. Spell to overcome weakness. Blah, 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 blah. What? What? What do you mean, spell to overcome weakness? It's a like a resto? A restoration of some kind? Teleportation, or revitalize. There we go. Revitalize. Couldn't remember the name of the fucking spell. It's been a long time since I cast it. City of Ghosts. Well, now you're fucking with me. The Winter Kill. I don't know why now. It was just fucking with me, but tower located in Troll Forest. Is it the Darkstone Tower? Yes. Great. Count Blackfang. He's a vampire. Eh? Alright. And then we have Freed from Spaceship Korak? Yeah, that's what I would say about him. I also have Prisoner on here in addition to Criminal. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna enjoy backtracking through this to catch the ones I've accidentally, left. Half lion, half eagle. Griffin. Half man, half bear, half pig. The most impossible way possible. I see. Precision. Accuracy. Great. Cross that off. Okay. Making some great progress. Great. Underground jail. Oubliette. Dungeon, I guess. It's the closest one. Correct. Put them in the Iron Maiden. Excellent. Execute them. If I get over to that by going this way, I sure do. Grotesque creature. That's fucked up. I'm gonna guess gargoyle. Nimble. Quick. Jack. Agile. Spry. Adroit. Gremlin. What? Goblin? Alright, there's Goblin. Okay, looks like I can't get any further over to those from this side. Something that very much is testing the player and not the characters. Castle beyond the Forbidden Zone. That's gonna be Alamar. Correct. Enchantress, I guess sorceress. Yes. Armored mammal. That's an armadillo. 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 Way of transportation in the land of Xeen. Mirror? Correct. That on this page? Yes, it was. Okay. Okay. Bowmen. Archers. They're not referring to the character from Star Ocean 2, I presume. I went through the first disc of that on this channel, configuring the PlayStation emulation for that was difficult, though since then I have gained masteries in other avenues and technology has improved. Correct. I do know about the remake of it. I've taken a look at it. That's something I'm terribly interested in. Traveler on a Quest. I guess you could call him a crusader? Yeah. Subterranean drain. Sewer. Indeed, sewer and rat are two separate things. Stern, harsh, severe. Any others down there? No, there's a cluster down there, though. Gonna have to... Mistake. Error. Which I am not. Star. Mantle. Star Nova? The Chevy Nova, the no-go. That was a joke that my Spanish... Well, not a joke so much as a real circumstance that my Spanish 3 teacher, who was from España, Spain, shared. The Chevy Nova. It doesn't go. Why would you buy a car that doesn't work? Map maker. That would be cartographer. That was on page 1. Half man, half bull. Minotaur. Minotaur was on this. The back. There we go. Cross that out. Game author's initials. JVC. Did not need the periods. Savage. Primitive person. Answer: barbarian. Not alive, but not dead. Me. Undead. Little green imp. Leprechaun? Sure. Alarm. Scare. Fear? Yeah, I thought it was longer than this. Startle. That definitely makes more sense. Range climber. Mountaineer. Alright, seeing a lot of crossed off words here. Spooky. Scary. Skeletons. We want to call this fear? No. Alright, what's spooky on here? I don't... Eerie. At the top, the very first one. Fright. Like, one day, fear is going to be here. Spell of transportation. Well, teleportation isn't exactly how it's written, but that's how the clue is written. Teleportation. This was a long one, so it had to get rid of one of the long words. Much like this movement spell, time distortion. Priest, magician, cleric. I mean, there's druid. I got druid. Could be seer as well. We're gonna go with druid. Correct. King staff, scepter, one across. Yeah. If a king doesn't have that, the land falls to ruin. It's true. It's canonical in New World Computing lore. Sorcery. Magic. Correct. Prophet. Seer. Correct. I've enjoyed this. This has been fun. A fighting ring. We're talking about arena. Rodent. Rat. Then the rats. Whoa, whoa. Alright. Let's go ahead and throw down a just in case save. Put that on a separate save file. Heaven forbid my progress be deleted. Imprisoned Queen. That would be Calindra. Correct. Alright. Wrapped corpse. Mummy. Correct. Desert lizard. Iguana. Dragging their corpulences around. What a way to put that. Oop. We will have some puzzly type things after this floor, but there's also definitely going to be some combat involved. Whereas this is just pure, unfiltered, unadulterated crosswording. Wisdom, knowledge. He had a pet dragon. What? Yes, Lord Xeen. He had a pet dragon. Uh-huh. Winged horse, Pegasus. Ah, didn't mean to drop that. Oop. Not that many left. Not that many left. A buzzard, a vulture. Like Bobo the Vulture, who has gotten away from recording videos much. Busy family. Trying to stay afloat and stay alive. Trip and fall. We're talking about a stumble. Fire, water, air, and earth. Now that I've stopped fusing the fucking words together, we can have ourselves some elements. Fairy tale, a legend. That would be fable. A three-pronged spear. It's a trident. Also didn't cross off scepter. Bad Grimith. Am I entirely done with the backside of this sheet? I sure am. Cool. Tiara. That'd be a crown. Am I done with this side of the sheet? He says, frowning. He's like, wait a minute, Crown's on the other fucking side. Power. Energy. I wanted to say might, and I was like, no, I've already used might. Energy. I've got page, and I've got orb. I might have used orb. Sphere, orb. I may have used page, like Knight Squire. That sounds familiar. It's the only thing I don't have crossed off. Alright. Well, let's go check that. Pretty sure I did do that. Scroll reads, stumble. And that's a good reference point if you want to, like, that's what these letters were, so you can try and match them up with your other clues. I imagine this being difficult for players who are not fluent in the English language. I know a number of folks who have tackled role-playing games like this, and so many others. Not like this. I just had that circumstance where it's time for you to learn the English language here. Or not. I have gone too far. Now that it's all, like, not underwater at all. You may pass. For completing the puzzle, here is your reward. Plus 5 levels permanently. Yes, I did mark down page. Alright. Whew. That sheet away. And the clue sheet is not entirely blacked out in case I need to reference again for God knows what reason. Alright. Phew. Alright, that's this video. Next time, the rest of the Dungeon of Death. Woo!